Hi guys, gonna show you how to make the new 740 pre-crafts and the battle gear that just came out for patch 7.2. It's pretty simple. This will be a short video. There's really not much to it. First, I will show you my melds. I did overmeld my gear, my Everseeker's gear, so let's go through that real quick right now. Main hand tool is a lot of control and CP, and we'll just scroll through them real quick. Here's the headpiece, mostly control with a craftsmanship in the 4 spot and then CP at the end. Same thing with the body and same thing with the hands. The legs is control and CP. They could hold 12 CP, so I put that at the end there. Same thing with the feet. The rings is a couple of craftsmanship here. Instead of control at the beginning, I put some craftsmanship up at the top there to try to boost those numbers a little bit. And then some control in the middle there and CP at the end, CP +7. Both of those rings are the same. The bracelet is control and CP. Necklace is the same thing, control and CP, and same thing with the earring. Offhand tool is control and CP as well. So the requirements for these crafts is craftsmanship is 5380 and the control is 4650. So the control is very simple to get, but the craftsmanship is a little bit difficult. So instead of overmelding so much craftsmanship, most people that I know are switching to the new food. It's the ceviche, which high quality gives 150 craftsmanship and 96 CP. So it's a great food to use, particularly if you overmeld a lot of control. And then you can use this to supplement the craftsmanship when you need it. So we're gonna make, let's see, what do we want to make? We're gonna make the healer rings, since I'm on my carpenter right now, and I need to make 2 of the cordia lumbers because I'm gonna make 2 rings, two healing rings here. So you'll see my CP is 635. This is not a specialist job since I overmelded quite heavy on all of my Everseeker's gear and then the 690 accessories that we're still using since they haven't given us new accessories yet. Craftsmanship is 5276 and control is 5257 just from the melds, and my CP is at 635. So no specialist needed. No T. You're not going to need any competent craftsmen, tisanes, or any of that stuff. These macros will work just fine. So let's go ahead and use the ceviche. And now we'll take a look at our stats real quick. Our CP jumped up to 731. Craftsmanship is 5426 now, which meets that minimum requirement. And the control is the same, 5257. So let's go ahead and make this lumber real quick, and we'll follow along with the macro that I have for it. We'll synth and we'll go into my macros here. And the first part of it is very simple. It starts with a reflect, manipulation, veneration, and then 4 careful synth, and then an innovation and 4 prudent touches. I mean, it doesn't get much simpler than that. So let's go ahead and give it a shot. Reflect, manipulation, veneration for 4 careful synthesis. And then we'll use an innovation for 4 prudent touches. Oh, excellent. That worked out well. Now the second part of the macro, talk about this real quick. we're going to use a Master's Mend, and then we're going to use a Train Perfection, which reduces our durability cost of our next action, which if you look at the macro here, it will be our preparatory touch that's coming up shortly. So we use Train Perfection, and then we're going to use Great Strides, Veneration, and Innovation. And the reason we're using all three is because Great Strides and Innovation will boost the preparatory touch, and then I'll still have 3 stacks of Innovation after the preparatory touch for the 2 Delicate Synthesis and the Train Finesse that you see in the rotation. And the reason we mixed Veneration in there is because I want to get that boost to our progress from the 2 Delicate Synthesis that we're going to be using. So when we are ready to use our Delicate Synthesis, we're going to have both Veneration and Innovation active, which is really going to increase the benefit that we get from those 2 skills. So let's go ahead and give it a shot. So we'll use Master's Mend, Train Perfection, and here's Great Strides, Veneration, and Innovation. Now we'll do a big preparatory touch, and then 2 Delicate Synth that are getting the benefit from both Veneration and Innovation, and then a Train Finesse, and we'll use an Innovation and 2 more Train Finesses, and then a Great Strides. And geez, we almost finished the craft even without Baragot's Blessing. That's it. Hey, it is what it is. I think we had an excellent earlier on, which helped quite a bit. So we'll just go ahead and we'll just finish it out manually. I just personally prefer to finish them manually. That's just the way I like to craft. But you could certainly add these into the rotations as well. So we'll just use Baragot's Blessing. Now be careful when we're finishing the craft. We need to go into our calculations, and you'll see nothing here really finishes it. We're going to use Careful Synthesis, but we have to use Veneration first. So let's go ahead. We have 35 CP left. Let's use Veneration. So now Careful Synthesis will give us 780, which is enough to finish the craft. So we'll just use Careful. And done. Now I'm going to go ahead and make another one real quick. Let's just run it again. And the beginning part, super simple. Reflect, Manipulation, Veneration, and 4 Careful Synthesis. Okay. And then we'll use Innovation and 4 Prudent Touches. Real simple. And you can see there's no specialist actions needed. There's no T needed, as long as you have the melds that I have. And I did meld very heavy. If you go back and look at some of the melds that I have, I did meld this gear pretty heavy, but it is a major patch. It is 7.2. I was thinking about holding off on and saving some materia, but I was like, well, you know what? 740 is a pretty big jump from the prior gear that we had, and it is a major patch with new content, new areas, and the new crafting zones that we're going to be getting here pretty soon. So it might have, you know, it might be pretty beneficial to have the gear pentamelded as it is. So I went ahead and did that, which is actually nice because now I don't need any T or any specialist actions to make the stuff. So again, we'll go with, here's the second part. Master's Mend, Train Perfection, and then Great Strides, Veneration, and Innovation. Here's a big preparatory touch. And now we'll get maximum benefit from the 2 Delicate Synthesis because of our buffs. And we still have an Innovation stack for the Train Finesse. We'll use an Innovation and 2 more Train Finesses. And then a Great Strides. And now just Baragot's Blessing. And again, veneration and careful synthesis to finish out the craft. Simple. Now that you know you can make, well, we know Aether Sand. We all know how to get Aether Sand. This same rotation will work for the Alchemist items, which you can see I already made. The Claro Walnut Lumber is super simple. That's just a basic craft. We don't even need to discuss that, really. This rotation obviously will work for the Goldsmith items because it's all the same requirements. So I already made a couple of these Goldsmith gems. And the lumber we just made. So now that, you know, it's pretty simple to see that we can make all of these items high quality. We can just plug them in. And we're going to go ahead and show you the rotation for the gear itself, which is down here. So I kind of did the math. This is a very simple rotation. It's not very optimized at all. I could probably work on it and get it down to like maybe no high quality mats or maybe only one or two. But this rotation will work if you have a base starting quality of 6405. I went ahead and did the math for this particular rotation. Again, this is just something quick that I put together without any kind of specialist actions or any kind of T, any bonus CP from T or anything like that. Just the simple food, just the high quality ceviche. So as long as you start with 6405, which you obviously should because you can make all of the pre-crafts high quality now with the previous rotation, this will work 100%. So the first part is, it's pretty simple. We're going to start with muscle memory, manipulation, waste not 2, veneration, and then 4 groundworks. That's very typical. You see that in a lot of people's rotations. Then we're going to go with innovation, preparatory touch, and then we're going to do the basic touch, refined touch combo, and end it with a prudent touch. So here we go. Muscle memory, manipulation, waste not 2, veneration, and then 4 groundworks. And again, I'm sure there's other rotations out there that work just as well, but this is just something I put together real quick and seems to work just fine. No issues at all. All right, second part, we're going to go with an innovation, great strides, and a veneration for maximum benefit out of the delicate synthesis that we're going to do. I know it seems weird using great strides with delicate synthesis because it's only 100%, but it works. Again, like I said, this is just something that I put together quick, and it works just fine. And it actually makes delicate synthesis quite powerful. So let's go ahead and give it a shot. Let's still go with an innovation, great strides, veneration, and then delicate synth. We'll go with a prudent touch, trained perfection for our great strides, innovation, preparatory touch, and then a trained finesse, and then a great strides, and geez, good lord, we're at 92% already. That was overkill, but it is what it is. And then we could just finish out with Fire God's Blessing, and we need 202 progress to finish it out, and basic touch gives 346. So just use a basic touch. And there's your ring. And we'll go ahead and make another one real quick. There's muscle memory, manipulation, waste not 2, veneration, and 4 groundworks. Maybe it's a bit overkill because I melded very heavy, but I wanted to do that because with the new crafting zones that we have coming out, like I mentioned, and it is kind of a major patch and updating gear for all of your jobs, and not having to switch back and forth between specialists right now, particularly if you want to make a lot of 740 gear. If you have tanks and healers and DPS and you really kind of want to get them all geared up pretty quickly, then it definitely behooves you to go ahead and pentameld this gear, considering it should last for a little while. So now we'll use the second part. Innovation, great strides, veneration for a nice delicate synth. And we'll do a prudent touch, trained perfection, and then the two buffs, great strides and innovation for a nice big preparatory touch. Trained finesse, great strides, and wow, this is pretty overkill, but it worked. And then we'll just Fire God's blessing, finish it out, and basic synth. There we go. So I hope you guys found those rotations useful. Take a look at the gear again real quick. It's non-specialist. We're only using food. The high quality ceviche. And these are the melds for my gear that I used. They're pretty high-end melds. So hopefully you'll be able to meld your gear in a similar way, and you'll be able to make this stuff no problem. So happy crafting, guys. Have a great day.